Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us for the 2020 end of semester screening. I wish we could all be together in person, but I'm so thankful we have the technology to share this incredible work with you. Despite the transition to distance learning amidst a global pandemic, the students this semester managed to craft these brave, vulnerable, creative films, and I couldn't be more proud. Thank you for supporting them as they've navigated the challenges of these last few months. Thank you, Filmies, for sharing your work with us. And now, on with the show.
nature, the great outdoors. A beautiful place to be. A paradise of sorts. The outside. A place where you can enjoy anything, including the plants, the flowers, even friends, family, dogs, downtown, car drives, seeing people, colleagues, working. But of course, you can't enjoy all that because, well, this is reality right now. Quarantine. A very boring time. One that we have to all go through. Time where we're just trying to find something to do at the very least that doesn't require us to, get sick. But of course, I made this video so I could kind of give you some advice on what to do during this quarantine time. So, I might as well stop being lazy and get up and show you something. Like, first of all, on the day, I check and talk with everybody else I know, including my pets and animals and stuff. I give them, pet them, It's, it really allows you to comfort yourself and several of the people if you are, like, your family and friends that you're with. And will provide you with enough stuff to be able to keep yourself calm or happy throughout some of the day. If you ever need relax, just pet your dogs. Another thing you can do, because we're locked indoors, is you can do chores. Like, if you have a yard that needs clean it up. If you have a place that needs sweep. And always make sure to do your homework. That is a very important thing that a lot of us need to do while we're in school. Whether it's something as simple as typing up something that you have to read in a book, or for some reason watch some movies. Always do it. Never procrastinate. It will very easily make you a lot less stressed. But even though you should do your homework, don't overdo your homework or overdo chores or all this stuff. Don't stress yourself out. If you do, try playing like a video game like Minecraft or Animal Crossing or plenty of others. These games helped me throughout this quarantine not only not be bored, but be able to talk with friends and be able to sit back and just build a world and live my life and just live a peaceful thing. Collect materials, just grow. And these games are not violent anyway. They're beautiful little games. They're simple though, and they're pretty easy to pick up. But of course, this game isn't very bad until, well, I was lying when I meant that it wasn't violent. I mean, you straight up can die in this game. But that's the point of video games, is kind of getting set back. I will be genuinely honest though, that did kind of tick me off. But that's the part of video games, that's the point of video games. Yeah, if you die, you just gotta go back in and just respawn. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if you're like me, I enjoy going to sleep and stuff. I believe getting a good amount of sleep and stuff really works. Of course, that's ultimately after I play most video games and stuff, or do most work. But of course, please stay safe.
Ready. Oh, my freaking God! Ah! I would love to live up in the trees with a tree house up in the top so I can live.
See you next week. Keep dancing, Bella. All right. Bye, honeys. You have a great day, all right? Love you.
I feel so sad. Goodbye.
Let's see what I want to talk about. You. Okay,
Why is everyone in love? And there's me. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking cry. I'm gonna lose.
Okay, I'm in my shower.
Shout out to everyone who didn't date me back in 2019. Cause guess what? I'm pretty sure you still wanna fucking date me in 2020, so fucking change that.
Whoa, I don't look that shit. I look kind of shit, but not like super shit. I think I talk really crookedly. I'm trying to like fix that, but I think I just do have a lisp, and I'm gonna keep on having a lisp. It's gonna be
Can you stop entering? Can you close the door? Can you close the door? Close the door. Can you close the door? I love you, but please don't come in here.
Yummy, 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 yum. Yummy, 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 yum. Yummy, 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 yum. Yeah, you got that yummy, yummy, yum.
Make a YouTube video for people who failed their class. You like, how do they do it? They like tap the screen. They're like, you failed. It's okay. Oh my god, what did I do? Did I raise up the brightness? Ah! Oh, there you go. That's really dim. Let's go to the middle. There you go. Sweet.
You see John and his boyfriend every day.
Yes.
That's a good crew.
I'm so pretty lately. Is it because I haven't gone outside and seen anyone else? I just think I'm like the most beautifulest person in the world because I'm the only person I've been seeing for weeks. finally caved and I bought them.
About time, man. Yo. What up, bro? I ain't trying to get my key out right now, bro. What's this, man? What you want, bro? Same thing, different day, my boy. Hey, but look, tell me this. You get that info about the party? Oh, alright. Well, look, just hit me up later then. Yeah. A2H shit, man. Alright, bro. Shit ain't real. Nah, niggas ain't quarantining that shit.
song.
Here's Marshal Jojo. You're our top man. Prepare to leave the house.
This is the island of New Penzance.
Why does everyone keep telling me that?
Who else tells you that?
Everyone? I don't think I can do this.
Was? Of course you can.
Who's missing?
So you're gonna get out there and you're gonna have a great time, okay?
Can ever? Yes, I am.
Shukusky, you in there?
Mr. Ward, I am very sad to inform you I can no longer be involved with the Khaki Scouts of North America. The rest of the troop will probably be glad to hear this. It is not your fault. Best wishes, Sam Shukusky.
Let them say whatever they want. People used to say a lot of nasty things about me. Oh, this guy's a lunatic. Oh, look at that psycho. He's gonna get us all killed.
Our country's on the back foot, and there really isn't much hope in us winning this war. Apparently, we're doing just fine.
You hate your country that much?
I love my country. It's a war I hate. It's pointless and stupid, and the sooner we have peace, the better.
Oh, the war will end. We will crush our enemies into dust. And when they are destroyed, we shall use their graves as toilets.
Okay, no more politics. Dinner is neutral ground. This table is Switzerland.
They planned this together.
Jeez, that was intense.
What am I going to do?
No idea.
Got it! I will
Burn down
negotiate.
the house and blame Winston Churchill.
I said, what kind of bird are you?
I'm a raven. What's your name?
Sam, what's yours?
I'm Susie.
He likes you.
These are my books. I like stories with magic powers in them, either in kingdoms on Earth or on foreign planets.
Time to burn some books!
Oh, it's bad. I think I just took them to have a secret to keep. Anyway, for some reason, it makes me feel in a better mood sometimes.
God damn it! Why does that make you happy?
Oh! Schmeigel! I've got one!
How? We are sitting on a field of victory, enjoying a few well-earned comforts.
I'm glad you come. Wood and water, stock and stone I can master, but there is a wizard to manage here.
Dad ever tell you he kept a container at a storage place?
What?
Outside of Buffalo?
No way.
Yeah. And someone just broke into it.
Show yourself. Be careful. Even in defeat, Saruman is dangerous. Then let's just have his head and be done with it. No. We need him alive.
Oh, he's awake.
Back with us, eh?
Man, we didn't even have to touch you. You just went all spastic and knocked yourself out. It was like watching Jerry Lewis ride a stacked chairs.
Who are you? What do you want?
I used to think your friend Gordon sent me.
Gordon? Oh,
Yeah,
come on.
Because he asked me to track you down and put a bullet in your brain.
Great. That sounds like him.
You have fought many wars and slain many men, Theoden King, and made peace afterwards. Can we not take counsel together as we once did, my old friend? Can we not have peace, you and I?
Why are we here? Because you saw a picture on the web? Because we chose this motel instead of another? Luck like that doesn't just happen.
Look, I can explain all of that.
Shut up. It's God, Greedy. He led us here for one reason. To do his work. This is destiny.
Whoa. Nope. No destiny. Just a rabbit's foot.
Put the gun down, son, or you're gonna be scraping brain off the wall.
Oh, this thing?
Yeah, that thing.
Okay. But you see, there's something about me that you don't know.
Yeah, what would that be?
It's my lucky day. Oh my God, did you see that shot? I'm amazing. I'm Batman.
Yeah. You're Batman.
Saruman, your staff is broken.
Hello?
I'm in a jam.
Look, we want the motherfucking money.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Nigga, who is you, Destiny Child?
I didn't have the money, and in lieu of the money, I told Junior and his crew that I had a rich son.
This is the motherfucking kidnappers and we want the motherfucking money.
All right, well, let's not be a gloomy Gus.
Hey, cut the chit-chat and tell them how much we want.
13,000 cigarettes, preferably 6,000 of those non-menthol, and then like 5,000 pineapple fruit cups. That's worth about $2,000 on the open street market.
You want 50 cents, fool? Wait, hold on. 50 cents? Is that what all this is about? 2 punk-ass motherfucking quarters?
Man, 50,000, dog. Use your fucking brain.
Hello? Yeah, we want 50,000 and all fresh, crisp 20s. Dubs.
Really trying to make me make small booty payments, and I only got a small booty to work with.
I mean hundreds, fool. Cinos.
Look here, man. I only got one booty hole. You understand what I'm saying? They don't take debit or credit or nothing in here. It's just hold, okay? And I've been holding on to it for 16 years. I don't see no reason to let it go now over a few little pineapple fruit cups and some cigarettes.
You read the damn note?
Hey, cut the chit-chat.
I'm sure a little funky $2,000 don't mean nothing when he clocking all the dollars out there, Mr. Major Buckety Bucks.
Listen to this.
Ow! Damn. You little son of a bitch! That is Caucasian from the mountains of Caucasus. That is a Slavic baby, a Viking from Iceland. That's a good... That baby got 730 as a credit rating right now as an infant.
I can't sleep. I have these nightmares about the Cylon. He sees the truth about you, about your destiny.
Today isn't your day, is it?
Enough of that. The only destiny I have is as a world-class fracker who hurts. Everyone she cares about. That was your mother's gift to you, wasn't it? You were born to a woman who believed suffering was good for the soul, so you suffered. Your life is a testament to pain. You want to believe it because it means that you're bad luck. You're like a cancer that needs to be removed. Because you hear her voice every day. Somebody told you what the Owen said to me. Did you ever tell anyone about that? You learned the wrong lesson from your mother, Kara.
Master, Strakelborn.
I'm out cold. We're on a Cylon ship, and you dragged me to play your fracking mind games.
No games, Kara. It's not your destiny.
I write my own destiny.
Wizards are all the same. You talk nonsense while making wise and meaningful faces. Speak normally. Didn't paint that symbol, Kara. You did. You saw it again. Of the unknown. Death. All your eyewear stunts have been an act. Time after time. Just get to the edge of the abyss and dance away again. But you never really conquered your fear. What kind? The worst kind. The human kind. Its name is Renfrey. Ever since that day.
What day?
Doesn't rhyme. All good predictions rhyme. Showing the direction that they headed to next. This was on the table.
Just something Owen said once. That I had a destiny. That it had already been written. Your hybrid told me something. Said that I was the harbinger of death. That I would lead us all to our end. Is it true? If that's me lying there, then what am I? What am I?
Stop hydraulic fracturing. All we want is a renewable energy economy. We want sustainable jobs, and we want to stop fracking. poisoned water systems, has made people sick, has damaged water, soil, air, economies, has killed property values. It's not an unsensible thing to stop hydraulic fracturing. All we want is a renewable energy economy. We want sustainable jobs, and we want to stop fracking. 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 Renewable energy now. 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 Renewable energy now.
In France,
right?
Because 3/4 of France would be affected.
It's pollution. It's pollution from solid materials. It's pollution from gas, which goes out, from liquid like toluene, xylene, and so on. It's pollution in any case. It is impossible to avoid that. So the best way is not to touch, not to look at what we have under our feet, okay? And also, the reason why they want to do that is not energy. It's due to the money they do with petrol on the market. It's a market problem, in fact. Because for energy, just to destroy all a land, all a country for 40 years is utilization. It's not a nonsense. It's 1 or 2 generations. It's a nonsense to destroy everything for 2 generations. So, and at the same time, doing that, they avoid to develop the other energy which are renewable, like solar and so on. And they avoid just to search about the real long-term solution. It's a short-term, and it's not a short-term because it's just destruction. That I think.
What would be your alternative other than hydrofracking?
Alternative to the gas shale and oil shale exploitation. There are. It's possible to use the electricity coming from helium, hydrogen, and solar and so on, to do a mix, and also, but I think the more easy to do and the more natural to do is to use the biomass.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, stop it. No, stop.
Are you shitting me?
Stop. Yes. Go on, try another one. Yes, stop.
Are you shitting me?
Great, now let's go another one. Good job. Yeah, stop it. No, stop.
Are you shitting me?
Stop. Jack. I want
Another one. Good job.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, that's it. No, stop.
Imaginations, both science fiction as well as scientific.
We're actually
So
trying
Mars
to
has
recreate the
become
conditions
imagined
as much as
a
possible
destination
so that you will actually have the feeling of what is...
Starting with one ship, then multiple ships, then start building out the city, then making the city bigger, even bigger.
Starting at Victoria Crater, this is the footage that has come from 3 years of exploration by NASA's Mars rover Opportunity. It captured 309 images which have been pasted together for this video over its 13-mile journey. The sound you can hear is the vibrations of the rover as it's moving over the uneven rocky surfaces. It's not an easy passage. As you can see, there are pockets of small craters, and the rover had to adjust its route along the way due to large areas of treacherous terrain. There are changes in the surface of the planet, as at times it looks smooth like waves of sand. Here it looks craggy and rocky again. Signs that water is on ancient Mars have been found, and questions remain about some sort of microbial life being here. If that is the case, beneath this environment may be more clues as to whether there is indeed life on Mars.
I love the Bible. It's very confusing to most people, but that's because it's so complicated. And that's not a bad thing, but it's complicated because you have to understand the whole of Scripture in order to understand each individual section. You can't look at a specific section of Scripture and take it out of context. You can't just say, oh, the Bible says this, therefore, and that's how it becomes so controversial, is because people don't understand the heart behind it and the intent. It's like an ornately woven tapestry. And if you just take off one section of that tapestry, you're not going to get the whole picture. And the parable of the 10 virgins is a great example of that. So let's take a look at the parable of the 10 virgins. Matthew 25, verses 1 through 13 reads, "Then the kingdom of heaven will be comparable to 10 virgins, who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish, and 5 were prudent. For when the foolish took their lamps, they took no oil with them. But the prudent took oil in flasks along with their lamps. Now when the bridegroom was delaying, they all got drowsy and began to sleep. But at midnight there was a shout, 'Behold, the bridegroom! Come out to meet him!' Then all those virgins rose and trimmed their lamps. The foolish said to the prudent, 'Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out.' But the prudent answered, 'No, there will not be enough for us and you too. Go instead to the dealers and buy some for yourselves.' And while they were going away to make the purchase, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut. Later, the other virgins also came, saying, 'Lord, Lord, open for us.' But he answered, 'Truly I say to you, I do not know you. Be on the alert then, for you do not know the day nor the hour.'" What is this parable saying? What is the history behind it? When a young man would propose, it was weird in that day because he would actually discuss a bride price. He would actually talk with the family about how to compensate them for their loss of their daughter. Today, we kind of hear that and we go, red flags, red flags. But back then, it was because every single family member was an essential part of the family. Losing your daughter was like cutting your left hand off. It was devastating to their finances and to the way they ran things. So when a young man would go to propose, he would actually first sit down with the family and discuss a price for the bride to compensate them for their loss. Now, after the bridal price was agreed upon, the daughter, the young woman that the man was interested in, she would have a choice. See, the young man would pour her a glass of wine, and he'd set it before her. And if she drank of the wine, that meant that she accepted his proposal. This was known as a cup of a covenant. Now, if she rejected the wine, then, that was it. He was never to return again. But if she drank of that wine, then that young man would leave the dinner. He would go to his father's house and he would build a new room on the house. Once the father approved of the room, the young man would immediately leave and he would go fetch his bride. And he would have his friends with him who would be his heralds, and they'd say, "Behold, the bridegroom, he cometh." And the bride would have to be ready, no matter the day, no matter the hour. She would have to immediately get up and go, and they would have their ceremony. This was a tricky thing because multiple young women could be proposed to at the same time. So you never really were sure what groom they were talking about when they said, "Behold, the bridegroom comes." So all the women who were proposed to would have to get up in the middle of the night with their lanterns lit to go and see who this groom was. So in order to understand this parable, we have to understand Yahweh, the God of the Bible, the God that Jesus preached and talked about. See, Yahweh in Hosea actually says that he wants to betroth himself to his people. He wants them to call him husband one day instead of Lord or master. Now, this is so different from the gods of the other nations. The Canaanites, they worshiped Baal and Molech, and these gods wanted you to sacrifice your children and indulge in weird sexual rituals, all for the sake of some form of prosperity. What does Yahweh's proposal look like? Well, it's similar to the Jewish proposal. He agreed upon a bride price. He decided a price for us, his bride, which was the blood of his own son. That's why Jesus at the Last Supper actually said, "This cup I'm giving to you," to his disciples, "is the cup of a new covenant. Whenever you drink this cup, do it in remembrance of me." It's because he was proposing himself to us. Yahweh was marrying himself to us through the death of Jesus Christ. And his resurrection shows that the price that Yahweh paid through his Son was enough to cover the full debt that we owed. Because sin, it's wicked, it's evil that's inside of all of us, and it has to be punished. So these things that people go, oh, well, it's not that bad. But yeah, to some it might not be. But those who follow Jesus, who want to marry themselves to Yahweh, it's a calling to something more. It's a calling to be a virgin in the eyes of God. But notice something really important here. The people that the bridegroom kicks out and says, depart from me, I never knew you. They're also virgins. So these people are also people who have separated themselves, and in their own eyes, they're pure. But there's something they're missing, and that's the oil. A lamp represents a witness. Jesus says, no one lit a lamp and put it under a basket, as in, don't hide your light, shine. Let your light shine. Now, the oil is representative of the Holy Spirit. Now, we hear Spirit and Holy, and we go, what does that even mean? But holy just simply means set apart. And Spirit in Hebrew is ruach. It's breath. It's wind. And so our every breath, every fiber of our being is supposed to be set apart. But it's a different breath. It's a different wind. It's Yahweh's breath. And that's the Holy Spirit. And his breath can come and live and breathe and move in us, those who believe in him. And we're supposed to fill up on this. It's compared to oil. And so when Jesus tells this parable of 10 young virgins who have lanterns and who in the middle of the night, when no one was expecting, the bridegroom comes. And 5 were foolish and 5 were wise. The 5 who were foolish, they didn't fill their lanterns with oil. They let their lights go dim. They didn't let his presence fill them and change their lives on a day-to-day basis. And they didn't let their light shine. And so when the bridegroom came, they weren't ready. So the parable of the 10 virgins, it raises a very specific question. When the bridegroom comes, will you be ready?
Ich kann nicht mehr schlafen, weil es mich nicht loslässt, kann mich nur betäuben, damit ich vergesse, zumindest bis zum nächsten Morgengrauen, zwischen Kaffee und Kippen, nein, da liegt kein Traum. Die Polkappen schmelzen, aus Sommer wird Winter, die Wahrheit schmeckt bitter, doch was liegt dahinter? Bitte bleibt ein bisschen bei mir. Hier unten ist es so dunkel. Erst wenn Disneyland brennt, werde ich wieder tanzen. Von mir aus auch in den Untergang, denn im Stehen stirbt es sich am besten. Das kleine Leben, das Großes vermag, würde billig erkauft und auf ewig versklavt. Halte aus, mein Freund, halte aus, mein Freund, denn dieser Weg ist noch so weit, so wie ein Blatt vom Baum der Welt, so gehen wir von dieser besser wird. Doch irgendwann wird all das Laub von der Sonne verdrängt und am Winde verweht. Erst wenn Disneyland brennt, werde ich wieder tanzen und mir ausauchen den Untergang. Denn im Stehen stirbt es sich am besten. Wenn Disneyland brennt, werde ich wieder tanzen und mir ausauchen den Untergang. Denn im Stehen stirbt es sich am besten. Erst wenn Disneyland brennt, werde ich wieder tanzen. Ausauchen den Untergang, denn im Stehen stirbt es sich am besten.
Before I start into this, I'd like to say something. Mainly because I feel like it need to be 100% honest. There's not a real story to this one. Mainly because I'm still trying to figure it out myself. This is a list of events with some narration and a bit of levity, probably because of a lurking suspicion. The best way I can describe this is like staring up at the night sky on the roof of your house while smoking a cigarette, letting your mind wander. Well, the metaphor is not quite coherent, but what I mean is scenario is very specific and has the potential to not go anywhere or even end. So without any further ado, I guess, here we go. So the sky, the night sky bit. When I look up at the night sky, no good words come to mind. Few that do are anxious, excited, and scared. But nothing comes close to describing the feeling I get. Hard to describe, but the best I can come up with is something has reached into your chest with a nebulous hand, wrapped its fingers around your heart, and given it a small squeeze. It's strange, but I don't know, something is kind of enjoyable about it as well. So this was right after I made what I, at least at the time, thought was a big mistake. It was the revelation of my affection to a longtime school crush. And in all honesty, my approach was moronic. Because like all dum-dums who absorb too many romance novels, I thought a letter would suffice. It didn't. And what you're thinking about the letter is exactly correct, because it was filled with all the cliches you could think of. What I'm getting at is stuff that seems harmless, at least in films or movies or novels, but in real life, turns out to be super creepy. And this letter was not received well. And worse still, it made me a laughingstock at my school, which was devastating to me at the time. But they were right. My reaction to all this wasn't the best either. Slacking off, boozing up, drugging down. In fact, I think I spent more of my school life trying to find an escape hatch rather than conducting the needed repairs on the sinking vessel that was my life at the time. And yeah, I'll admit, they weren't fun times, but they also weren't fun either. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it doesn't have to. So I was now following a bell curve, and this bell curve was not leading back down to the ground, it was leading into an abyss. Who knew when I would reach bottom, or worse, if there were things just below the surface waiting to drag me down further. And now at this point, I know what you're thinking, and what happened next is not that, or that, or that. Nothing came to my aid. I didn't fall in deeper, and I wasn't recovered, I guess. Instead, I simply had the scenario, looking up at the night sky while smoking, and the whole system seemed to have glitched out. A suspicion that what happened was a kind of transition from a 2D perspective to a 3D. One where I saw both extremes, the mountain and the valley, and wondered if I even had to choose between them. Because it seemed like both had their merits and demerits, but why one? Why not both of them? Why not somewhere in the middle, halfway between them? And why even just those two? Why not those mountains and valleys over there, or those, or those? And why do I even have to choose one at all? Can't I just turn around and walk away from it all? It's an answer that I've not been able to find yet, because it's a very confusing question. And because of all this, I feel the need to repeat the process. Lay back on the roof, take a hit, stare up at the night sky, let my mind wander, and never finding any conclusion. I wish I did. There's a term for this type of perspective, a worm's perspective, oddly enough. And that's kind of what I feel like compared to this. A worm trying to comprehend the universe, which is kind of awkward. Now I think of it.
Hey! That's enough! You know damn well why. Back off.
Oh, I'm starting to want you to make me. Yeah. Everything special about you came out of a bottle.
A brain, a beauty, a jock, a rebel, and a recluse.
Guys?
Before this day is over, they'll break the rules.
Is that dirty enough for you?
And?
Widow?
Bare their souls.
I put an arrow through Loki's eye socket.
Take some chances.
You're fired.
And touch each other in a way they never dreamed possible.
Will that be all, Mr. Stark?
Yes.
The Breakfast Club. They only met once.
Stuff something else in.
People are so petty.
But it changed their lives forever.
Thanos is coming. It doesn't matter who you're talking to or not.
Universal Pictures presents Emilio Estevez, Paul Gleason, Anthony Michael Hall, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, and Ali Sheedy in a John Hughes film.
It's like Budapest all over again.
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
The Breakfast Club.
Symbol to the nation. A hero to the world. The story of Captain America is one of honor, bravery, and sacrifice. Denied enlistment due to poor health, Stephen Rogers was chosen for a program unique in the annals of American warfare. One that would transform him into the world's first super soldier.
Captain America saved my life.
Eyes up.
Language.
No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language. Just slipped out.
These guys come from legend. They're basically gods.
There's only one God, man. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't dress like that.
Cap, you got incoming.
Incoming already came in.
You'll never.
Never what? You didn't finish! Son, just don't. We are not clear! We are very not clear! On your left.
But internet, so helpful. I've been reading that a lot, trying to catch up.
Going in. Cap, can you keep them occupied?
What do you think I've been doing?
I do. I understood that reference.
Valentine's Day. It comes every year whether you like it or not.
Everybody's gonna love today, gonna love today, gonna love today.
It's the day when your love life is put on display.
Don't freeze when you see him.
What are you talking about? I never freeze.
Where there's always a chance for romance or disaster.
Fool. Should have learned.
I don't learn. One of my issues.
It can be confusing.
But you know what? I'm just going to speak for myself. I think it works. It works.
And it can be complicated.
You look nice.
So you guys were like working the case together? Or?
But at the end of the day, it's all about love.
I really like you.
I really like you too.
I had this plan, this stupid plan, and I wrote it all down, and I was gonna buy you this. I'd give it to you in Paris at the top.
Are you kidding? I've been carrying this since 2008.
Awesome.
If only Cap could see you now.
One of the greatest Earth singers of all time.
Gonna die, so drinks.
Valentine's Day is about anger, disappointment, love,
Romance.
Mating.
discretion,
Berkeley.
commitment.
You know how you're having a dream, and in the dream you gotta pee.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're like, oh my God, there's no bathrooms. What am I gonna do? Oh, someone's
Right.
watching. Oh,
And
I'm
then
gonna
you
go in
wake
my
up,
pants.
and in real life, you actually have to pee.
Yes.
That kind of blow will slow Johnson up in a hurry. Minute 10 seconds left. It came from nowhere. Watch closely. Right there. Johnson is still on the ground. He is on the ground. Now, they have an ambulance here.
When I was 3 years old, my mother met a devil. When I was 7, we moved again to Florida in search of work following Hurricane Katrina. While there, my mother, stepfather, 2 siblings, myself, and 2 little dogs lived out of a van, and when we could afford it, a random dirty motel room. A year later, we left my stepfather in Florida. The drive back would be the happiest moment of my childhood. The next day, I begged my mother not to pick him up from the bus station. When I was 11, I watched as my stepfather ran over my dog in the middle of the street. He was on his way to get a $20 rock of crack cocaine. He did not stop. At 13, I held a blade in my wrist and really thought about death for the first time. At 16, I stopped my stepfather from putting his hands on my mother. That night I learned what it meant to be a man. At 17, I began to understand the light within me. I began to find my confidence. And for the first time in my life, I saw the light. I saw the person I could be. However, when I reached 18, I made it farther than I ever thought I would. I was directionless and with daunting dreams. For 2 years, I popped, smoked, and snorted my way to the edge of oblivion. What had started out as a lot of fun and good times began to turn into a waking nightmare. But at a fateful Halloween party, I saw the light once again. I learned how to fight, and not only fight, but survive, at a young age. And not with just my fists, but more importantly with my mind and spirit. All 3 are now scarred, but tough. Putting on the gloves turned out to be a good fit. Through boxing, I trained my body, focused my mind, and strengthened my spirit. In boxing, an uppercut is one of the hardest punches to be hit by because you often don't see it coming, and it's always the ones you don't see that hurt the most. Life is an unrelenting opponent. It never gives up, never backs down. It will throw everything it has at you. And no matter how prepared you think you are, you will never see it coming. So when life hits you with that uppercut on the tip of the jaw, you have 2 choices: stay down or get back up and keep fighting. When blood and sweat is stinging your eyes, when your lungs are about to burst and your arms weigh a ton apiece, you have to keep swinging. That's what makes a champion. Having the heart to persevere against all the odds, overcome all the obstacles. When you get knocked down, you get back up. Never throw in the towel. I'll be fighting to the very end because these gloves can't be hung up. The road here has been a long one. The road ahead is even longer.